Imagine having jewelry worth more than $3,000 and deciding to part with it for just $12. That's exactly what Selena Gomez did. And the story behind it is not what people expected. The piece wasn't just a nice accessory, it was a custom-made ring that marked the beginning of her relationship with her fiancé, Benny Blanco. Back in December 2023, Selena was seen wearing this ring on her left hand. Within hours, fans online were buzzing. The ring had a big B on it, which made it clear who it was linked to. It wasn't just about fashion. It was her way of showing the world that she had found someone truly special. The ring itself was far from ordinary. It was designed by Jackie AIC, a respected jewelry artist, and featured 4.44 carats of pave diamonds, each placed to catch the light just right. This wasn't a random purchase or something picked up quickly. It carried thought, creativity, and meaning. When Page 6 reported that it cost $3,250, nobody was surprised. It was the kind of statement piece you'd expect from someone of Selena's status. But instead of keeping it in her collection or selling it to a collector for thousands, Selena shocked everyone. She sold it, not at an exclusive auction, not to a wealthy fan, but for only $12. Not $200, not even $120. Just $12. Something that once represented the early days of one of Hollywood's most talked about couples was suddenly worth less than a basic lunch. It didn't stay on the market long. The second people heard about it, the ring was gone. One very lucky fan managed to grab it, and chances are they still can't believe it's theirs. The timing of the sale wasn't random either. Selena had just released her album, I Said I Love You First, made with Benny Blanco. The songs shared their love story. The good, the hard, and everything in between. The album gave fans a rare look at their relationship from the very beginning to where they are now. When she spoke about why she sold the ring, her explanation felt heartfelt. She said she wanted to part with a few personal keepsakes she had been holding on to for years, connecting them to the emotions in her new album. The B ring felt like the perfect choice, since it represented the start of her bond with Benny. This wasn't about making money or grabbing headlines. It was about giving a meaningful part of her life to someone who would treasure it. When you compare that simple B ring to the engagement ring Benny gave her later, you can see how much their relationship has grown. For his proposal, he chose a stunning marquise-cut diamond set on an eternity band. It wasn't just beautiful. It was exactly the type of ring Selena had dreamed about for years. Fans later pointed out that she had even mentioned that diamond shape in her 2015 song, Good For You. It was proof that sometimes dreams take years to come true, but when they do, they're worth the wait. There's another interesting detail about the engagement ring. Benny shared in an interview that his original design was much more elaborate. His first plan was to set the marquise diamond between two large baguette diamonds, making the ring even flashier. But he changed his mind and decided to keep it simple, letting the main diamond stand out. Instead of discarding those extra diamonds, he plans to turn them into earrings for Selena. That decision showed thoughtfulness, not just about the proposal, but about future moments they'll share together. These two rings, when placed side by side, tell their story in a symbolic way. The B ring was about new love, the thrill of going public, and a small but bold sign of commitment. The engagement ring, on the other hand, is about stability, growth, and a shared future. One represents the beginning, the other represents where they are headed. Now, as Selena steps forward with Benny, the B ring has served its purpose in her life. It symbolized new beginnings and hope, and now it has gone to someone else who will cherish it. Taking its place is the marquise-cut engagement ring, a permanent symbol of their promise to one another and the life they are building together. What stands out most about this entire story is what it reveals about how Selena views fame, money, and personal possessions. Many celebrities either hold tightly to sentimental items or sell them for staggering amounts. Selena chose a very different path. She didn't hold on, and she didn't cash in. Instead, she let go of something personal for almost nothing, allowing a fan to own a piece of her journey for the cost of a couple of coffees. It wasn't about making a spectacle or grabbing headlines. It was her quiet way of saying, this was part of my story, and now it can be part of yours. Selena's choice to sell the ring connects closely with her album, I Said I Love You First, a project that felt different from anything she had done before. Working with Benny Blanco, not just as a producer, but as her life partner, gave the music a raw, honest edge that listeners could immediately feel. Every lyric and melody seemed to pull back the curtain on their relationship, offering fans not just polished pop songs, but genuine glimpses into their emotions. The album told their story in pieces. Tracks like Call Me When You Break Up, featuring Gracie Abrams, and Scared of Loving You, offered snapshots of the challenges and joys of being in love. The entire album became something like a musical diary, following their connection from its first sparks to the deep bond they share now. This release was more than just another step in her career. It was a soundtrack to a love story that began with a simple ring and grew into something that fans could experience alongside her. That's why the sale of the B ring felt so meaningful. It wasn't just jewelry leaving her hands, it was a chapter of her life being shared with a fan. While many celebrities create limited edition merchandise that only the wealthiest collectors can afford, Selena flipped the script. Anyone could own the ring, All it took was $12 and a bit of speed to grab it before it disappeared. The person who got it didn't just buy a ring. They now hold a piece of pop culture history, something that once rested on the hand of one of the world's most recognized entertainers. It had appeared in countless photos, candid moments, red carpets, and public events, carrying with it a silent record of Selena's life at that time. Each memory embedded in the ring made it more than just a sparkling accessory. It became a small, tangible part of a bigger story. Moments like this are rare in celebrity culture. Choosing to part with something so personal in such a straightforward way stands out amid the usual marketing, high price tags, and focus on profit. Selena's decision showed that it's still possible for stars to connect with their fans in real, meaningful ways without any conditions. Her approach almost feels rebellious in an industry where every move is carefully calculated. Selling the ring for $12 instead of thousands was more than just generosity. It was a statement. It proved that not every valuable thing has to be measured in money, and that sometimes the emotional significance of an item is far greater than its price. But the story of the ring is only one part of a larger picture. Selena and Benny are now planning their wedding, continuing to make music together, and shaping a life where their personal and professional worlds are closely linked. If I Said I Love You first is any indication, fans can expect more music that blends their real-life connection with their artistic talents. For listeners, this means they don't just witness the headlines of their romance, they experience it in songs, lyrics, and collaborations that show who Selena is when the cameras are off. That's part of why the ring's sale felt so moving. It wasn't just a physical object changing hands, when it was a message, a reminder that even global superstars can share private, human moments in ways that feel authentic. In a larger sense, this moment challenges how we think about celebrity collectibles. It proves that meaningful connections with fans don't need to come with luxury price tags, and that stars can step away from the purely transactional side of fame. Sometimes the most unforgettable gestures are small ones. A ring sold for $12, a personal keepsake shared rather than hidden, a love story turned into music that everyone can enjoy. Selena's actions reveal a side of her beyond red carpets and award shows. She shows that generosity, thoughtfulness, and authenticity can exist in a space often criticized as shallow. For fans, this moment is more than just sweet. It demonstrates that their relationship with her is built on something real. And that's likely why the story has struck such a chord. It isn't about the diamonds or the dollar value. It's about the thought behind the gesture, about letting go of something precious to make someone else happy, and about showing that not all value can be measured in money. If you've enjoyed this story and want to see more moments that reveal the human side of celebrities, subscribe to our channel. We'll continue sharing stories that cut through the usual headlines, showing who these stars truly are when the spotlight fades.